Hello and welcome back to another episode of Moon Magic. I am Tracy Hawkner.
And this is Heather Rowan Robbins, astrologer here at Eye of Horus.
And we are, as always, recording from a real store in Minneapolis. Don't be startled by any nonsense you might hear in the background.
We love that. It's just part of the atmosphere. Today we're talking about the astrology around the winter solstice and the full moon in Cancer right after the winter solstice, which happens to land right on Christmas Day. Good for family dynamics. So this fall, this winter, as we right before, because early December is still fall, is an astrologically very active time with some tricky transits that we'll see play out on international politics and in family dynamics. A lot of opinions and ideas and emotions and tricky events going on. So we ask you to choose safety, kindness, and belief that things can be better, and to not get too caught up in the drama along the way. And there will be some drama. So keep remembering your priorities and stick on track to what you can do to be helpful. Social justice is the name of the game this winter. All the transits around it about what is truly fair, and it asks you to keep a more subtle look and keep looking down another layer and another layer and another layer. But we may feel, even in family dynamics or in our coven or group, how do we be more fair with one another? How do we really put ourselves in each person's place and experience it and honor their truth and honor our own at the same time? Now, the winter solstice hits here in Minneapolis at 10:48 p.m. on December 21st. The moon will be in Taurus. It'll be cozy. It can be connected. And we feel comforted by our traditions when the sun leaves Sagittarius, goes into Capricorn, the sign that helps us reconnect with our lineage, our philosophical lineage, our personal lineage, and helps us build on our own personal authority. So with that moon in Taurus, do you have any suggestions for the winter solstice day? Coziness of the winter solstice day.
I do, and my first go-to is always stones. I love stones. And I'm kind of giggling about the ones that I wound up choosing because I wasn't thinking really in terms of solstice. I was looking at what's going on and I was thinking, we're going to need something like red jasper to really get that root chakra nice and secure and steady. And then emerald is one of my favorite heart chakra stones and also goes well with Taurus, by the way. Oh no, that's red and green. That's delightful.
It is.
So these would be a couple of lovely stones to work with. In terms of either incense or, as always, anything you use as incense, you could also use as a dry substance in a spell bag or something. Rose or benzoin. Rose is very good for keeping the emotions as steady as possible, really working on that connection between people. It's another one that corresponds with Venus. Benzoin is really good for releasing any of the negativity, so it's easier to get the blessings in. Nice.
And then we're going to talk about the full moon that follows a few days later, right on December 25th at 5:11 a.m. here in the Midwest. And it'll be the sun at 3 degrees of Capricorn and the moon 3 Cancer. Now, the full moon turns up, the moon is in its own sign of Cancer. And this really cranks up the emotional expectations. We long for the perfect holiday we might have once had, or we have emotional expectations which we may not even notice that we have until we feel disappointed. So it's important time to take good self-care all through this winter time to if you need your cookies made a certain way, make them yourself rather than wait for somebody else to disappoint you. Be there for yourself, and then you have more to offer to be there for others.
Rather than setting expectations that are just going to frustrate us or emotionally responding to someone else's expectations that aren't going so well.
And a rehashable family dynamics right now.
Oh my goodness. Angelite is one of my favorite stones. It patches us in with that angelic energy, This always helps. It's especially good for encouraging forgiveness, self and others. Gray agate is a fun one to pair with that one. Gray agate helps us deal with some of the dualities and dichotomies, some of those oppositions in our own life, like expectations versus reality.
Right.
So combining the gray agate and the angelite, also mullein is a fantastic herb to use at this
Soothing
point.
and cleansing.
Yep, and that one can be used dry. It can be burned as an incense. It can be added to a bath. That it's just an incredibly versatile herb.
Wonderfully soothing herb. Yeah. And for winter solstice presents, my new book, Moon Wisdom, works a lot on the work we have here, that it helps empower you to look at your astrological calendar, and we have loads of astrological calendars down here at the Eye. And you might find that this is a useful present to give people because it empowers them to work with the moon in their chart and in their astrological calendar in a way that works for them. So we have lots of interesting things down here that might be helpful to you, and working with those stones and the incense in the years ahead. And we'll see you in the new year.
Very good, thank you. So, beloved fans, thank you for joining us for another episode of Moon Magic. We will be doing this every couple of weeks, and you'll want to keep up. Subscribe to videos. If everything's gone correctly, there should be a clickable link here. Subscribe to the videos. The store itself can be found anytime. eyeofhorus.biz. Stuff can be had, and we're not afraid of shipping. Feel free to click on products. Gotta have your stuff. Readings. Either myself, Tracy Hawkner, or Heather Roan Robbins, fantastic astrologer. Book a reading. It's fun. And the music you've been listening to, by the way, composed for us by Johnny M. Johnny's music is also available. Important to patronize the arts. Thank you so much. Bye.